We wanted to make sure we held up our end of the bargain, but it was just an incredible performance by the guys in that locker room. Sharing the basketball, touching the paint, kick out for threes, rebounding the ball. And I continue to say it goes back to our defense. When we can get stops, when we can rebound, and we play in the open floor, it's some of our best basketball. It's a really fun game to be a part of.
And you guys got 2 days of practice there. Was there anything you guys tried to work on adjustment-wise that you felt like you put into that game and you saw it out there or anything like
that? Play harder. That's number one. We have to play harder and consistently, no matter who we play against. We know we're more than capable. Defensively, play together, communicate, finish possessions, and offensively, share the basketball, continue to play with confidence and share the basketball. Tonight was a good step in the right direction.
You talked about the three-point shooting during practice on Monday, but it seems like, shooting is contagious. You guys make 26 threes. CJ has 9 of them. How much did his individual explosion lead to the entire team getting that flow?
Yeah, CJ ignited the whole group. He got us going early. He did the same thing last time we played here. He got going early, shooting the basketball with confidence. Guys started to look for him, and it's like you said, it's contagious. Now other guys are getting a part of it, and it's once again, it's beautiful basketball to be a part of, and it's fun to watch.
And since the start of training camp, you talked about the importance of increasing the volume of three-pointers, one of those teams. And you guys have experienced some ups and downs with that, but just seeing how consistently it's been going up and up throughout the course of the season, how gratifying is that been?
It's extremely gratifying to see the team buy into what we're trying to accomplish. We go over it over and over again on film. We get on the floor, we work on it. And it's great for them to come on the floor, have some practice days, and then have that carryover in the game where we continue to trust that these shots are open for us. We're going to take them. I thought CJ, Brandon, Z, they do a great job of finding their teammates. Z with 11 assists to tonight, career high for him. So that's what it's about for us, continuing to get stops and make sure all the guys are involved.
Yeah, you talked in practice yesterday about getting the ball in his hands early, career high in assists. How much did that kind of play into that, him just getting involved early, getting the feel for it, and kind of being able to put his input on the game?
As we continue to learn our team, put the ball in his hands for the first few minutes of the game is important, because now you have BI and you have CJ, you got Herb, who shoot the ball well too. All of those guys are spaced. It allows Z to attack the basket, touch the paint, and if they help, he's going to make the right play 99% of the time, and that's what he did tonight.
One of the things we saw from you guys was going to Larry there to start the second half. Can you just explain what went into that decision there?
We're continuing to evaluate our first unit, and we want to try to, as best we can, continue to help that group be the best that they can in the minutes that they play. And that's a way that we can shorten the minutes and see how Larry looks with that group. JV will continue to start, but, sometimes we're kind of matching the groups up to get the best groups on the floor together.
Hey, Will, you had a franchise high assist tonight, 241. But what's kind of been your message to this team to make them so unselfish like that? They're willing to make those passes?
Trust. That's what it comes down to. All of us, our players, everybody on the staff, the coaching staff, everybody just continue to trust in each other. And you have to do it even more when you play against the best teams like Phoenix. When I say Phoenix, that was our last game. Continue to trust each other. Continue to trust that if you make the right plays on both ends of the floor, the guy next to you is more than capable, and the energy, the ball finds energy. So I'm proud of our group. We all are. We're proud of this group. Having the response that they had after last game, and we want to continue to build on it.
They could have cut it to 6. Herb makes the block.
Yeah.
What about that sequence?
I think that changed the game for us in the second half. Herb, like you said, he makes the block on Collins. We go down, score. I think they take the ball out. He gets the steal, dunk, timeout. Now it's a 12-point game or 10-point game, something like that. It changed the game for us. It changed the momentum. And, you don't want the game to come down to those plays because we were playing well. They got back in it. But Herb Jones made two incredible plays that really changed the momentum of the game.
I know you just talked about it being buy-in with regards to 15 attempts, but the last 3 games, it's 47 attempts, 42 attempts, 46 attempts. 2 of those nights you made over 23s. Is there something, I guess, like more specific of a catalyst, or like was there like more urgency stressed on getting this number of attempts up? That's a lot of attempts, and you guys are generating more than you pretty much ever have. You're breaking franchise records.
Yeah, it's definitely we're making a conscious effort to score when we have opportunities to, and the way the league is that we want a balanced offense, and we know we can get to the paint. We know we can get to the free throw line. We have to do better at shooting threes. Is what we came out of last season with, excuse me. But it's a credit to our guys. They're buying into it. We're showing it, and they see the results. And that's the biggest thing, is when you get results early, when they see the difference, and when we shoot threes and when we make them, it's hard for teams to stay in games with us.
Do you think it's easier or more difficult to balance the floor when it comes to transition defense when you're taking more threes versus you're taking more twos?
It's difficult. It's difficult to balance the floor when you have guys spaced, especially with the driving capabilities of Zion, of Brandon. You can throw the ball to JV in the post. CJ he's a 3-level scorer. Herb, you got guys that can all drive the ball, but they can all shoot. It's difficult to match up.
Well, it seemed like he had Utah on their heels all night, and you noticed Larry Nance came in the first quarter. It seemed like every rebound he grabbed, he was trying to push the pace.
Yeah.
And then right after that, when Zion re-entered the game, he was really pushing the pace too after that. Is that really the identity of the team? Not only getting stops, but then just getting up the court as fast as you guys can.
It was our emphasis coming out of the last loss. We watched film on it, and we got on the floor and worked. And that's the deal, is when we get stops, we let's get up and down the floor and let's play fast. Let's play together. And tonight was a great example of that.
And does it look like Zion to you maybe has more energy when he's
Yeah.
going up and down the court like this in this type of game, has the ball more in his hands?
He does. It's something that, like I said, we're learning more and more with our group and how to keep defenses off balance, and especially with the starting group, putting the ball in his hands early helps us. And so we'll continue to look at it, but we like what we saw tonight.
Coach, you talked about bouncing back. You did it after the Nuggets game, also after the Clippers game, and now tonight after the Phoenix game. How do you like how your team's responding to tough losses with big explosive games right after?
We enjoy it. We enjoy taking on the challenge of, we didn't play our best game, and let's come back and be better. And it's a credit once again to the character in the locker room. I'll say it again. I'm extremely blessed to have an opportunity to coach this team. Griff and his staff, they've done an amazing job of bringing in high character guys, and they make our jobs easy. But that's what you see when these guys go and respond. They care about each other. They care about the game.
And when you say some spectacular dunks from Zion, but what were your impressions?
That was crazy. The one hand dunk was that was pretty spectacular. But he can do things like that, and I don't get used to it for sure. I do not. Every time I see it, I'm amazed.
I know you got multiple all-star level players, but I think CJ is now perhaps the highest scoring average guy for a guy who hasn't made an all-star game. Just what do you think about his candidacy for a guy, for what he's done this season and just he's been able to accomplish in his career?
Yeah, I mean he's the consummate pro. He's done it all his career, and we would definitely love to see CJ get an opportunity to be an all-star. But I think he'll agree with this. More importantly, we want to have a deep run into the postseason and playoffs, and have an opportunity to do some damage in May and June, hopefully. And so we want those things to happen for all of our guys, but more importantly, we want them to continue to do everything that it takes to contribute to winning, which they're doing.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about, man. For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate you guys being in this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. This one, man, the Pelicans, man, they take care of business, man. They tune up them Jazz, man. They knocked them on up out of here. 153-79. to 124. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR, we in here representing the Flock Nation. 153, 124. CJ, 33 points, season high. He tied the season high. Zion with a career high 11 assists. The Pels franchise record with points, $153. And it was phenomenal, man. Good to see the Pelicans, man. It's such a wild ride that the Flock is on, man, right now. I'm Big Q. We got DC and Lexxah, and then to kind of talk about the recap of the matchup here. Pelicans take care of business against this team, man. Let's get into it, fam, tonight before we jump off into the team statistics. DC, let's kind of delve into this one, man. Great win by the Pelicans tonight. We improved, man. The way they just took it to the Jazz was awesome. So let's get some early game thoughts from you guys. DC, what you think?
Man, I'm thinking we breaking records. That's what I'm thinking. Pels team is awesome, man. Willie kind of talked about making potentially a shift to the offensive starting unit, saying they didn't play defense the first 5 minutes of the game, and he's gonna give guys an opportunity to fix it. Well, they came out and broke records tonight. Can't say they did it all defensively, but I mean, you score 153 points, the other team is bound to get something at some point, right? But just everybody played excellent, man. Everybody scored except for that damn Dyson Dames. I don't know how he didn't score at all. He could have had 2 points, but Cody Kessler put an end to that.
Well, he tried to shoot that three. It didn't go down.
Yeah, Dice, man. This with all the offensive just gifts we got just going around, Dice is just missing it. But this is a record-breaking night, and Dice did throw that beautiful alley you be looking at right there. So he definitely played his part too. Zion set the tone, man. Coach said he was going to put the ball in Zion's hand, making an effort to do that earlier in games, thinking that would propel the starting unit, as well as Larry Nance, because that's the first thing I thought about when he was talking about the starting unit and defense. I said, oh, man, he probably going to bench JV. I say, who else would he bench? You're not benching Zion. You're not benching Ingram. CJ McCullough's been playing some of the best basketball of his career. He's obviously not getting benched. Like, well, if you want to add to the defense, you bench JV and work in Larry Nance. And as you heard him talking about, they're going to look at certain matchups and certain lineups with kind of putting Larry Nance in that starting lineup. I don't know, man. I like JV, but is there cause for concern for him possibly being traded when we also have Daniel Gafford rumors about us looking at him? Nonetheless, with all of that, I'm watching the game and thinking about these things. But an excellent showing tonight, man. CJ McCullough went absolutely crazy from behind the arc. Herb Jones heard his name was in some trade talks, and he said, hold my bill, watch this. Went out, hit 4 threes, played awesome defense, potentially shift the game with those 2 plays back-to-back. The Jazz were never the same after that. And got 22 points, man, Herb. And you got Larry, you saw right there doing his thing too. So just a excellent showing pretty much from everybody, man. And this is what Trey Murphy taking threes and missing a bunch of them. We still, man, I just wonder what happened if Trey would have hit about 3 of them easy threes he got, man. We might have been up to 165 in this thing. And Hawk ain't even get it going. So this is crazy. And as you see the foul right there that they didn't call, Larry Nance hit it anyway. But
You got it.
oh, it did call a foul. Okay, I must have missed that play. But man, just excellent showing overall. And this is the second time I remember them taking 43 pointers, man. So is this becoming a trend? Willie Green kind of joked and laughed about that. Yeah, maybe we should take 40 every night. Well, no, this is the third time. Because you had the Trey and Hawk game where they lit it up. They took 40. We took 43s in our a previous game, and they took 46 tonight. Wow. and hit a whole gang of them, man. So shout out to the Pels, man. Record breaking night. Everybody's been talking about the unis. Should we keep them? Well, I say yes. Breaking records in them. This need to be the official new Pelicans gear right here, man. Home game unis. The black and the green.
Pelicans handling business, man. Let me tell you something. It's very spectacular fashion. The Pelicans handling business. Man, we're gonna go over the statistics. I'm gonna bring Lex in a moment here. Pelicans, man, on just stat wise, team wise, the Pelicans shot almost 58%. They were 60 from 104, 60 out of 104 from the field, 50, almost 58%. They were 23 of 46 from downtown for a blistering 50%. Free throw wise, they were 10 to 15. It was kind of basic there. It was just under 67%. Phenomenal everywhere. Almost 60 rebounds by the Pelicans tonight. 12 of them was offensive. They had 41 assists tonight. It's just great statistics all over the place.
That's a record too. That's a franchise record. 41 assists.
41 assists was just phenomenal.
38 was the old record. 38 or 39.
They had 9 turnovers tonight. DC 9 single. 13 points off of all the turnovers there. 35 to 16 on the fast break battle. 60 all points in the paint. And it was just phenomenal. They were up by as much as 35 in the game. And the Pelicans just absolutely just laid the smackdown on this Utah team, man, and just blew them away. They won every quarter of this game. Every quarter they beat they just was a complete game from start to finish, man, in the matchup. So let's bring Lex.
40-point quarters down there.
Lex, let's bring you in here. Man, so much to just think about how the Pelicans look tonight, man, in this matchup. Kind of talk to us about what you've seen tonight.
The team was solid. Back in the win column. Against a team that has been have been having it going. They've been playing well here of late. So obviously we've had our history with the Jazz, but it seems like we've kind of gotten over that hump since the last win against them. But this was a good win. Everybody was involved. It's a blowout win, so just everybody was clicking. I do love the assists, love the rebounds, got plenty of opportunities. Guys were getting a lot of open shots. It's basically just good stuff all around. They really came ready tonight. Obviously, getting those extra practices really helped to get them back in sync, back in track. I think that really helped to get them refocused. They just gotta continue to grow from this. I think again the biggest thing is that we know they can win big as far as in blowout games, but it's I guess it's the other games just polishing up so that no matter what type of game we're going up against, that we're able to win those games whether shots are falling or not, because those games are coming. But this is a great win to get back on track.
Yeah, this was phenomenal, man. Once again, these are one of the games we often talk about with the Pels, man, how they handle their business at home, man. They're responding to the loss and then come back here, and we always have a very difficult matchup with the Utah Jazz. But the Pelicans just took it to another gear here. Let's get into the individuals. Then I want to talk philosophy with you guys in terms of what happened tonight. DC, you touched on it early on in this game, man. So very interesting. CJ McCollum, 33 points tonight in 29 minutes of action. He was just, hit 9 3-pointers. 9 of 13 from downtown. 33 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. He had a steal in the block and a plus 17 on the plus minus. from CJ. Far just was hot from the start to the finish. 22 from Herb tonight. Herb was a perfect 4 for 4 from downtown. He was 8 and 9 from the field. He was playing defense, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He had 5 rebounds as well. 22 points from Herb plus 13. 18 from BI, a cool 18 points in 31 minutes, 8 of 18. He finished with 18 points, 6 assists, and 5 boards, plus 20. 17 from Zion in 27 minutes. He had 11 assists, a double-double day for the big man. 17 and 11, plus 6 for him in the matchup. Val finished with 17 points and 12 rebounds in the game. 3 assists for Val in 23 minutes of action. Off the bench, Trey kind of got going. He was kind of missing on it early, but then he got cooking late. He got that mid-range going, hit that mid-range shot, man, and then everything looked like it started to sink for him. He got going late, finished with 14 points. He was 2 of 10 from downtown, 12 from Larry Nance, and 8 boards from him in 20 minutes. A very efficient night for Larry. And then, of course, Jordan Hawkins got in there. He hit a couple of three-pointers as well in the matchup. So with that being said, fam, I won't touch too much on it because the Pelicans actually beat the hell out of this team. They tied off the regular season series with the Jazz at 2 apiece, and boy, what a way to shut the series down. So I'm gonna lean into it from a philosophy standpoint. And DC, Lex, y'all can jump in here and kind of talk to me about what you guys think in terms of philosophy. I know it was just this game when you seen, and DC, you alluded to what Willie said in the practice presser. Could this be something that the Pelicans adopt on a night-to-night basis, the way they played, how they employed Zion early? And how did, and let me ask that to you guys about how the rotations in terms of how you got, because I know they kept, Zion out, BI in, and they kind of moved Zion in and out of the lineup. It sparked them to, everybody was involved. Zion got going early. So let's just kind of touch on that before we go into the preview against OKC. DC, you have the floor.
Yeah, man. I mean, it worked tonight. I saw them running Larry a little bit with the starting lineup. Like you talked about, they took Zion out early, but they gave him a lot of the heavy lifting early, kept trying to get him the ball. CJ kind of got it fired up. And I think any variation of offensive philosophy where Zion touches the ball the majority of times, every possession, I don't care how, what spot on the court, it'll always end in good offense. Like it just does. Our most efficient and best looking offense is the one where he has the ball in his hand. So they're making an effort to do that, and then Zion setting the tone by actually passing. Every time they double him, he passing and trusting his teammates. It just kind of set the tone for everybody to be unselfish, and they had it falling tonight. Now, I like this style of play and philosophy. My only thing is, like we seen with Phoenix, if you have a night where the shot just isn't falling, do we stick with that, trust it, or do we have, I guess, a different brand of basketball we can also play? Which I think to be a great team, which we are a good team. We've broken a lot of records, franchise records, no NBA records just yet. But to be a great team, you have to play multiple ways and be able to win different ways. We can win, blowing you out by double digits. We got 18 double-digit wins. That's number 1 in the Western Conference. So the next step to me, does this style work in a close game? What happens when we aren't able to run as freely like we did tonight? How do we adapt? So it's just more of seeing them adapt. I think this should be our go-to style that teams should have to try and stop. But again, when the shot's not falling, like what do you do? When guys not letting you get out and run, and they decide to guard that line, how do we go then? Build a wall. They guarding the 3-pointers. What's our next, counter? So, because that's what's gonna happen if the Pels play like this, man. They get more games like this. you put some fear in teams' hearts as far as letting them play this way, and they're going to make adjustments. So, what is our next go-to move after that? I would like it to be sustainable, but I'm not sure it is yet. I mean, 46 3-pointers. I don't know if we can do that on a nightly basis, or maybe we can do that on a nightly basis. But are the Pels ready mentally to be that team? Because we have an identity of defense first, but if you're gonna shoot 46 3-pointers, like shifting more towards the offensive team, in my opinion. So it'd be great to see them figuring this out, man. And to end up and hand it over to you, Lex. The rotations, I thought were good tonight. I saw Willie making an effort to at least have two guys that can shoot or score out there. Most times, even more, you have Bi out there with two shooters, at least CJ or Trey, or it might be Trey and Hawk. They kept mixing it up like that, or at least Bi and Hawk, Bi and Trey. So, and it worked tonight. You know, they found a rotation that fit with Dice, even though he didn't provide a lot of scoring. He got rebounds. You know, he got some assists, played defense, and they had him in rotations where he didn't have to. You know, you're really relying on him to score. And again, it worked tonight, man. I just got to see more evidence of this. And I think it's more of a game to game thing is what we're looking at. Like, it's different players every game. They have different strengths, different weaknesses. Teams run different strategies. So you can't run your same lineup every night. Especially with our role players and just where we are as a team. As we get more dominant, maybe you can. You know, when guys kind of know what their minutes are, who they're going in, and they're more comfortable in those roles, maybe you force other teams to dictate to you because you're that dominant or that great. But we haven't reached those levels as a team yet. So, like what I saw tonight, continue to adjust, adapt, and strategically run the rotations, and I think we'll be fine. Just paying attention to who's out there, what's needed, when it's needed, the timing of it, and that's the major improvement we've been looking for from Willie Green, and it looked pretty good tonight.
What you think, Lex? How they employed Zion tonight, how they utilized him, getting him going early. Everybody kind of vibed in it. What do you think about what Willie did tonight?
Well, I didn't see all of the first quarter. I came in late on that, coming in from basketball practice. So, but one thing I will say is that it's about time. It's been a long time coming, because I mentioned that there's many a times where during the beginning of the game, since Alvin Gentry days, where there's long stretches where Zion doesn't touch the ball, and it's happened since then. You still see it. So to see him, get those touches, which good things do happen. He is the most efficient player on the team. It's nice to see that. Especially, having a talent like he is. He's unselfish. So, I mean, his gravity allows guys to, get open looks. And we saw that tonight. Now, whether they knock him down, that's the question there. But that is good to see. Like I said, it's kind of like similar to, with JV, using him and all that stuff. It's about time. So, I mean, I think it's always been there. The thing is, it's just been delayed as far as actually getting to it and actually doing it. This is one game, and this game, like everything was perfect for the most part about this game. Only had 9 turnovers. Guys were knocking down shots, whether they were wide open, whether they were contested for the most part, winning 50-50 balls. Everything was just clicking. I think where I would really want to see like how this goes, first of all, being consistent in using it, but just need a large sample size. One game, you really can't base how it's going to be for all the games because we don't see it on a regular. I think having a large sample size is just like with the 3-point shooting. We've had record-breaking, 3-point shooting and things, but again, it's like one day we'll have the shooting and then another day it's like, oh man, we ain't making nothing. So it's all about how we're responding to different situations because I don't know where this Utah team is ranked defensively, but we got to remember, because I like to keep things in perspective, it is Utah. This isn't, similar to a Suns team where they have, 3 top heavy, high volume scores. This isn't like, a Boston team, which we will meet at the end of the month. It is Utah. And it's nothing against Utah, but, they're not one of the better teams. So that's something that we still have to wait to see and see how we respond. As far as just having that pressure, really having a challenge. Anytime you blow out a team, it's like everything's all good. Everything's great. There's a lot of good things that we can enjoy about blowouts. But when the game is close, that's when we're tested. When the game gets physical. I don't think Utah was physical tonight. Not like how the Suns were. We still had that type stuff coming. And when we're truly tested like that, that's when we're really gonna know. Now I think I'm glad that Zion is getting more touches, but I think the biggest thing is I don't like how he subbed in and subbed out. His substitutions are really jacked up. That's always been kind of weird to me. I think that's the biggest thing, because the 6 minutes in the game really allowed you to really get acclimated and get into a rhythm. But other than that, I think they should stick with it. You know what I'm saying? And when we're coming up to those bigger tests, that's when, we'll find out more about what we're made of, about as far as making adjustments, because that's the biggest thing. We really can't say anything that you try new or you haven't done consistently. We just have to wait and see until we come up to a team that's really going to test that philosophy.
Indeed, and you just might get one coming up real soon here, Lex. I mean, we have a couple of teams that we have to face off with, and right now, I'm telling you, you ain't got to, because you got Friday coming up here, and you got a back-to-back, one of them against OKC, who's currently the number 1 team in the West right now. So we face you saying
It don't look like they're gonna be number 1 for long, man. Denver got 31 wins. They're a win away.
Right. So we got OKC. They're winners of 3 in a row, right? They got San Antonio tomorrow, and of course we got them on Friday, and then after that, the Pelicans then hit the road for Milwaukee on Saturday. So it's going to be an interesting contest.
Where's Minnesota at, Big Q? Sorry to cut you.
Oh, they're second right now. Let me put that back up there. There you go.
Oh, okay. I think they might tumble, man, after what Finch said in their press conference.
What did he say, bro? I didn't catch that.
Big Cat dropped 62 points, man, and they lost by like 2. I didn't see the game, so I don't know what mistakes the players made at the end of the game. But he went out and he talked about them being immature and hunting for points and all, and he called that out in the press conference, man. I
Um,
don't know how well that's gonna fare over with the players.
I did watch that game in its entirety. Yeah, they were checking with the assistant coaches on the bench uh, to see where Embiid was because they wanted Cat to surpass what he did.
Mm.
So they weren't even locked into the game. They were focused on Cat getting more points than Embiid because he had 70 points.
Wow.
So that's why um,
You think he should have called him out
being
in public
immature.
to everybody though?
Huh?
You think he should have called him out in public to everybody?
You know what? Yes and no, but I think I'm leaning more so to the yes. And the reason being is because yeah, you guys are the number one seed or were, but speaking just in the present tense, yeah, you're the number one seed, but what does that mean? Like, you still haven't won anything. When was the last time the Minnesota T-Wolves did anything? And really, it's just keeping them in check. Keeping it all the way 100. Like, hey man, like yeah, you number one, but there's still work to do. Man, teams are gunning for you. You got to understand your positioning and understand that yeah, even though you're the number one seed, you still haven't won anything. You still have growing to do. We're trying to get better. We're trying to prepare for something bigger. That bigger is the playoffs. And so having that mentality, that's a kiddie mentality. That's a mentality that you all haven't been nowhere because of the way that you're acting. That wasn't a good thing. I mean, you got 62 points and you lost to Charlotte. Charlotte's not going to do anything with that win. They're not. You were worried more so about a stat than being more concerned about winning the game. That's awful. And I think the thing is, a lot of times when you go public, it's a wake-up call. It's like, hey, now the whole world knows. Yeah, I put you on Front Street. Y'all better get in check. And understand that you can't do all that, man. It's not about that. Man, we got to get a win. We want teams to take us seriously. We want to be a threat. How you gonna be a threat? You're like, oh, what? How many points did we got? All right, cat, dog. Yeah, yeah, we got to get you the ball more, okay? All right. You just go down low and do this. Yeah. Oh, man, come on. And then they were going to what is that? Ant start complaining about the calls in the post press about Shea getting the calls and stuff. It's like, you can't do that, man. I mean, you've been exposed on what y'all were doing on the bench. Your coach puts you out on Front Street. Then you talking about the foul calls that Shea's getting. Hey, man, and it's one of them things, man, let it go, man. You ain't going to win that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be talking about no foul calls, man. Y'all got to get refocused. And I think, they just weren't focused. They lost to OKC, turned around, lost to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to get back on track. So yeah, he just trying to keep his team in check. Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah,
We'll see how it fares out with them. I don't know if they're mature enough to accept it.
Come on, man.
I mean,
Rudy Gobert on the team, and he's been playing.
I mean, and they do have Mike
You remember
Conley.
Rudy Gobert got up there and touched all the mics when he had COVID?
Yeah.
That
was silly, but
Mike Conley is a vet in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was everybody, but obviously Anthony Edwards, he's still young. He's gonna have his moments. Cat, I don't think nobody's ever really taken him seriously. You know, he's not that type of guy, even though he is a vet. And then a couple of the other young guys, but you know, I don't think it was everybody, but it was the main core. You know, Anthony Edwards is very important to this team. Cat is very important to this team. So I think it was more so geared towards them because it's like, hey man, hey, come on. We ain't trying to do all that. We better than this. That ain't even professional.
Right. I can agree with that, Lex. Let me get a little here from Zion right quick, fam. We're gonna bounce right back into the preview of it because we definitely got a tough matchup coming up. Here's a little bit of Zion from the game.
153 was a
Zion got a Drew shirt on. Huh?
points for you guys. Just what do you think you guys did well offensively in this game?
We made shots. We made them at a high clip, to be honest. But a lot of that was just transition, getting stops going, and when we ran our offense, we ran it with force.
You had 11 assists, career high. What helped you just get into like kind of a flow as a playmaker tonight?
Just my coaches and my teammates trusting me to kind of be point Zion throughout most of the game. I would say that definitely helped me just kind of get a feel for the game and just get a feel for where my teammates are going to be at.
Yeah, did you feel like there was more of those kind of opportunities, like the point Zion opportunities and things like that?
Absolutely.
Willie told us one of the things y'all worked on the past couple of days was kind of getting you involved early, getting you some touches early just to get you going. How did y'all kind of just come to that conclusion collectively that y'all wanted to kind of put that into the game plan?
Honestly, I think it was just kind of over the course of the past few days, different coaches would come talk to me and would ask, like, what is your mindset in the beginning of the games? And my mindset is just kind of get the lay of the land, really see how the defense is guarding me and when I can attack and when not to. And I'm able to do that because I have, like, CJ and B out there. So, you know, they usually get it going early, but, you know, the coaches spoke to me and just told me that I need to be more aggressive to start the game.
Yeah, last year we talked a whole lot about y'all wanting to be a team that shoots more threes, being able to open the floor for you. And now that y'all are successfully doing it, how has that kind of changed the game for you?
I mean, it makes the game easier. I can't lie. You got dudes out there like Hawk, Murph, CJ, B.I., and even Herb and JV and Larry. We really got shooters across the board, and we're on the court. I mean, anybody is capable of running off 2 or 3 threes in a row.
And Z, you got to your 10 assists before you got 10 points. Did you ever think you'd get double-digit assists, 4 points, scoring that amount of points in a game?
When I was younger and I was like only playing point guard, yeah, I probably did that a few times, but in the league, no, I never saw that.
You remember the last time you had 11 assists?
Probably high school. Yeah, I'm gonna say probably high school was the last time I had 11 assists.
This one mean a little bit more?
Me personally, individual stuff. I always say it. When we win, stuff like that will come with it. I'm just glad we were able to get a bounce back win after our last loss at home. So I think that's what I'm most excited about.
And there were a number of great plays in tonight's game, but what did you think of Herb coming up with, I think, a key steal, grabbing it in midcourt, and then he got down the court, B.I. flipped to him, and he flipped it behind the back to you for a dunk?
I don't know. That was an amazing play, but the block he had, where I was there, and I'm like, man, it just kind of happened so fast, and it wasn't until I went and sat down where I was like, yo, did you see that? Like, that man just went up and just grabbed it. But that's Herb. Herb lives for plays like that. And he's unselfish, where he could have easily had went up and finished the layup or dunk. He was unselfish and made the pass. So, I mean, that showed what kind of dude Herb is.
Hey, Zion, you often talk about playing point guard when you were younger, but who are some guys you kind of looked up to as far as just passing, just watching them?
Magic Johnson, Kenny Anderson. I know one y'all ain't gonna know. I feel like only people out of Baltimore really know this one. A brother named Skip Wise. I would say those three, and just my stepdad, just kind of teaching me the game.
Is out on the 2 alley-oops you had tonight. Just, I don't know if you watched the replay of it, but can you kind of talk us through that first one? The one you called the one hand.
The first one I called, I was kind of in a position where I was going to be falling out of bounds, and it was kind of like one of those game time decisions where should I go up with 2 hands or just go with one? And it was just one of those, fuck it, I'm going with one. And I was able to make it. The second one was kind of just a chest move. The first one I kind of did a Maggette cut, got the foul. So Kelly was looking for the Maggette cut, so I just did a ghost cut, and CJ found me. I was able to finish.
I know you've spoken about how you're going to take the season. It's going to take the season to kind of get back in rhythm and stuff. Now that we're in the second half or entering the second half of the season, just where would you say you're at physically, mentally, and I guess all of the above? How are you feeling?
About 88, 90%. I'm getting there. And then my body feels good. And I'm just happy to be on the court. I missed a lot of time, and I'm just glad to be out there.
Is it reinforcing or rewarding that, like, you know, as you are also getting back to where you want to be, you're having success, but the team is also having success. You guys are having a good season in the playoff race and stuff. Is it rewarding and reinforcing that what's paying off too?
Absolutely. Because I always say in interviews, we all have the same goal here, and that's to win. So I feel like we're continuing to put ourselves in positions to win, and gotta be consistent with it.
JV had 17 and 13 in 23 minutes. Can you talk about just how tough he was to stop in the paint, and or there was a play where he fought off like 2 guys and ended up with a dunk, you know, in the paint, and the coaches all went crazy. What did you think of just his performance?
That's a man. Like JV's strong. I know I'm strong, but I gotta build my force. JV is just strong. So when I see him do stuff like that, I mean, part of it is him being strong, and part of it is IQ, him knowing where to position himself to get those rebounds. He probably would have had 17 and 17 had he not missed those few minutes in the third. But I mean, that's JV. He's a pro's pro.
Is there a story behind the shirt that you wore today, and like why you wore it and just happened to wear it? I mean, I know it's Drew. I know what it is.
Man, I wish I could give y'all a good story on why I wore this shirt, but it was my boy Rico. He put the shirt out. I was like, man, that shirt dope. And we went with it.
CJ had 33 points, 9 threes. He's had a number of big games for you guys, especially in your wins. Would you say he's an all-star, a deserving all-star?
A direct quote from CJ. He said it last year. He get paid like an all-star.
All right. All right. Shout out to Zion, man. That was pretty good, man. Good press conference, man. Good energy, man, as well as the Pelicans when they do win, man. Quick thoughts on what you guys heard on that before we jump into this preview and cover a few news topics.
I saw Zion repping Drew, man. I messed with that. Yeah, Drew T-shirt on, man. And with the loudest comment he made was just looking at him. Zion slimming up. You know, 80, 88, 90%, you know, there. Almost 100% Z. So looking at him tonight and a few other games, man, he's starting to, you know, kind of get in stride. And the comment about CJ was definitely funny, man. CJ is playing like an all-star right now. You say he get paid like one, huh?
You ain't lying, bro. I mean, he definitely getting broke off, chipped off pretty good. Lex, what you thought about Zion before we move into the preview?
Yeah, his statement about CJ was very accurate. That's a very CJ statement. 'Cause he always CJ always be mentioning money some way, form, or fashion. Like that dude is definitely low key arrogant. But yeah, I mean it was good vibes. Like I said, I'm glad to hear that, and he feels like he's like 88, 90%. Um I'm ready for the 100, because I'm tired of people talking about, the weight stuff, the eating stuff, the fat stuff. Y'all know all that other junk. So, but I think the biggest thing, and I kind of felt this at the beginning of the season, and up to this point, his availability was the biggest thing. Just staying out on the court, and he's been doing that. He's been doing that. So, and it's almost February, and he's still here, and hopefully, it continues. Because I'm convinced that he's available. I don't even use healthy because it's like, I mean, if you're available and you're out there on the court, there's no reason to mention the health. I mean, you ain't gonna be not healthy and be out there. So, I don't like using that word because if he's out there, why do we need to say if he's healthy and stuff? Because he's out there playing. So, I'm just glad he's out there. He's available. He's doing his thing. He's getting better. His activity's growing. Acclimation to the game, and it's only going to improve.
Yeah, and that awesome alley he had too, man. That was ridiculous. I like them the
Yeah,
breakdown of that.
all of them were
That was they got some pictures they put up on the Pels Twitter, man, where they did a freeze frame, man. I'm thinking about printing that one out. His whole elbow is like above the rim. It's like crazy.
He hit his head on the backboard.
Damn, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it shows that freeze frame too.
Wow, I didn't see those.
Yeah, he was but they broke it down in slow motion. I was like, shoot, what type of camera is that? It was like,
hey Lex, he
I was admiring the art of it.
He ain't even 100%. He 90%.
Yeah, those were nasty, man. Like like Zion got up. I was like, oh, okay. I believe I can fly too. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Basically what was going on. So, but yeah, he got up there, man. He went and got them bad boys.
Yeah, we're gonna need some of that against you, OKC coming up here on Friday, fam. That's the next matchup here. It's gonna be a tough one, man. It's gonna be like Mickey Loma said, it's gonna be a toughie. So we got to take care of business, man, against this team. Currently, you look at the points per game; they're top 3 there, top 2 in field goal percentage, top 2 in opposition field goal percentage. They're a top 2 team in 3-point percentage, first team in terms of free throw percentage, top 10 team in assists, top 4 team in TOV and turnovers. Then you look at the steals and blocks; they're top 2. So I mean, it's going to be an interesting matchup against a well-coached team that is playing really well. So we talked about all the stuff against the Suns, what we did tonight against the Jazz, but this is going to be, well, actually, Friday and Saturday, those back-to-back contests are going to test the Pelicans to see what we got going on here. So January has been a real interesting month for the Pels, to be honest with you. So with this,
who's on Saturday? I'm sorry,
Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Then we got Boston after them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. What? Those are like top 3 seeds. Are they in the top 3?
It gets better. I think we got the Clippers right after that, who bust us
top 4.
Yeah, this is not this January. This schedule is not for the weak at heart. That's for certain, man. That's why we're really excited to see
the one right here.
So yeah, so let's talk about it. How did we get the dub against OKC?
Shay. We need to figure out a way to handle that dude, man. You talking about an MVP candidate? Last time I think we did a combination of Herb and Dice on him. It was actually successful. So I wonder if they remember that and try to employ a little bit of that. Also, we're a different team than we were, as well as them. You got Chet Holmgren. I think last time we played, I don't think he really did much. I don't remember getting a whole lot out of him. I don't remember if he played or not. But he's also a big component to what they do now. But this team goes and stops with Shea, man. Enough said. But this guy, he could probably end up with more free throw attempts than Zion and Bi put together. So you got to keep him off the line. Then on top of that, you got to try to hold him in control. He's averaging 31 points right now. And then even if you are able to cancel out his scoring, this dude is an excellent facilitator. So he'll get others involved as well. Averaging 6.3 assists, and he's just got a nice all around game, man. This is dude. When the Clippers traded him, I was like, I don't know about that one. Still didn't think he would become what he is today. But according to the matchup indicator, we got it all in the bag, Lex. 57%, babe.
What are you trying to get at, DC?
I'm trusting the matchup indicator. I think they slipped up. I don't think this one was for gambling purposes. They trying to trick. They ain't trying to trick the people this time. It's the double trick. You know what I'm saying? They think you can't trust them, so they give you the truth. You know what I mean?
That was good. That was good, DC. What you said.
Carvello said it's a trap.
This OKC team is very interesting. One thing that I wouldn't mind doing with this team, but it'll be interesting to see how the game is going to be called. I would love for them to get physical with this team. That's what teams have been doing to the Pelicans. They've been getting physical. Obviously, they do have Shea does get the favorable whistle, but I think this will definitely, I think for him specifically, playing solid defense, solid fundamental defense. Just straight up, don't make anything easy for him. But I think whoever Shea is guarding, and this is with a lot of cats that you really cannot stop offensively. You have to make them work on both ends of the floor. Don't let this guy rest. Don't let him rest on defense. If he's attacking on offense, you got to attack him back, because Shea's not known for his defense. Let's be clear about that. He's not a juggernaut. He's not a juggernaut defender. So whoever is, he's on, we need to press the issue on both ends of the floor. It's like, okay, look, you might get the whistle, but you about to work on both ends of the floor. And then as far as with the other pieces, like everybody has to play solid D and be aggressive. Be aggressive. Do that. Make sure you're on the line, up the line. Make sure you're taking away the passing lanes. Active hands. Move your feet. Just those things. You'd be surprised how those things really do work. Because this team is really smart. They're really smart. They move the ball well. And so you really have to you don't want to overplay this team. You don't want to do that. I saw the T-Wolves do that a few times, and it was horrible. I'm like, why are you playing over like that? You don't want to play too much on ball denial. You don't want to do that too much. It needs to be a happy medium, because the thing is that they do move the ball well. Their player movement is very well. And then get those rebounds, have a quicker step to the ball, win the 50-50 balls, match their energy because they do run and they play with a lot of energy. I think that's another big thing is that, hey, everybody's got to hustle. Everybody's got to want it more than this team because these guys really play well together. They don't mind sharing the ball, and they get after it. They're guys that they hustle, and this is everybody. It's everybody. With Chet, again, his body is vulnerable. I mean, go up into that dude. Like Jokic said, he needs to be a little bit fatter. And so, hey, take advantage of that because it's there. He still has to work on that part, but yeah, definitely, we just have to match the intensity of this team because they get after it, and they're young, so they're young, they smart, and they move the ball well, and those combinations you don't usually see in young teams, but they're actually ahead of their time, and we got to respect that. So.
Yeah, all the effort and hustle in the world, man, and they playing really well together, man. And boy, I tell you, that Shy guy, man, that dude is awesome, man. Over 30 points a game, 31 a game right now. He stirs everything for them people. But yeah, they are playing with a lot of confidence right now, man. And there's an ugly history, short, ugly history between the two, man. And I wouldn't mind smacking the hell out of OKC Thunder on Friday. I'm just going to be honest with you. DC, you want to chime in before we move on?
Well, the family talking about Williams, he hit the game winner tonight. Needs the X factor. Shout out to Jay Carvello. We did forget to mention him. He was one of the reasons we lost in the play-in. The Williams cat. So that would be another added dynamic for us to pay attention to, man. But overall, this has been an awesome team. They've bonded, as a team. And we didn't even mention Josh Giddey. He's a big part of helping the offense flow as well. So OKC though, after we played them early, I just feel like we could get this one. I know my man Jay Carvello said that matchup indicator is a trap, but I think we got this one in the bag, man. The Pels are riding high. This is a team that we don't have a history of, I guess, suffering against. It's kind of a nice little back and forth. We are due one because I think we did beat them the last time we played, but I'm putting my money on the Pels this time, man. So I think we get the dub. The way they played tonight, it's easy for them to get the big head and fall off a cliff, but they have to at some point lock in and focus and know that can happen. And don't get too high, on this. They've obviously perfected the craft of not getting too low on the loss the way they came back tonight. So I think they could keep it rolling with OKC, and the major test comes against Milwaukee because we ain't got a lot of wins against them.
Indeed, bro. Let's move it forward, man. I'm going to touch on a few news and notes and things to talk about as far as the Pelicans before we get ready to leave. Y'all, please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for this excellent episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. It's always an excellent episode when we get a good effort from the Pels and plus a blowout win. It's always a good day. All right, so anyway, let's move Let's move into this a bit of news right here, fam. With the Pelicans did make a signing. They signed Malcolm Hill to a 7-day
All right.
Pelican. So, and this is reported by Adrian Wojnarowski. Hill's averaging 25.6 points and 5.6 boards in the past.
So what happened with Matt Ryan?
They sent them down to the squadron. I'm gonna show you that in a second. So,
wow.
Yeah, yeah, right. All right.
I thought they gave him a contract. So the highest percentage 3-point shooter we got, we sent him down to the squadron.
What's
after we lost Trey Jameson on the squadron. So we gonna really flirt with that.
I mean, this is what they're doing. Lexxah,
and Ryan shooting 47% from the 3-point line, man, on the season.
How much?
47%.
47%, you say? That's
I
that's
guess we got a gentleman's deal. Like, you get in shape and he comes back. I guess that's got to be what it is.
You know what's crazy, DC? The numbers when we start talking about the 3-point percentage. I looked up Larry Nance's
It's
3-point
crazy.
shooting.
It's
Okay,
crazy. Larry Nance shoot like 50%, huh?
No, it's 46.7 to be precise. He's
Wow.
14 to 30. 14 to 30 shooting this year. 46.7%. But anyway, Lexxah, you was gonna say
You
something.
heard Willie Green talking about we might have to shake up the starting lineup, bro.
I know that.
Yeah. But I think when people were talking about that, they were talking about getting Trey Murphy in there. But
Come on,
clearly,
Lex. Come on, Lex. You can't possibly believe
clearly
that.
again, he's not taking out defense. He's not. Again, he replaced offense with defense because JV is known more so as an offensive player. So, he really changed it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
we know JV is the red-headed stepchild.
Huh?
JV is the red-headed stepchild.
He switched roles with KLJ. Is that what's going on? With KLJ got gone, somebody got to be the redhead stepchild. Is that what's going on, DC?
I don't know, man, but they go to talking about they ain't playing defense and they could score, and I'm looking at Herb over there. Herb ain't coming out. CJ is having probably one of his best career years percentage wise. Then you got BI and Zion. Neither one of them coming out of starting lineup.
Yeah.
Larry Nance shooting 43% from 3, and every time he gets in the game, he just deflections galore, man. So
46.7.
Right. So if we do make a change to the starting lineup, I think it would be her JV going to the bench and Larry Nance going into the starting lineup. That would be the change.
All right, let me finish. Hold on, Lex. Let me give you the floor. Let me finish up on this stuff here with Hill. 28 years of age, 24 games of NBA experience across the stints with the Hawks, Bulls, holding averages of 3.2 points, 1.6 on the rebounds during his time in the league. He spent time with Chicago last season on a 2-way contract, was waived in February. New Orleans needed to add a player to his 15-man roster. The Pelicans dropped to 13 players, one below the limit when they KLJ on Wednesday as a part of the 3-team agreement that sent Siakam to Indiana, and they had a 2-week window to add another player and get back to the minimum 14-man minimum. So there you go. So that's a little bit on Hill, and like we said, we went through some of his statistics. 6'6", 220, veteran guard right there. They added. So there you go. So they bring him in here. Also, we kind of hit at this during the shows. We talked about it. They saying that Matt Ryan, this happened a couple days ago, that he's close to return after the elbow surgery. He made mention of it. They gave the percentage of 92% recover from the ongoing elbow surgery last month.
That's an obscure number, huh? 92%. What they measuring this with?
Bro, I don't know. I got some kind of nanotechnology going
on. Just like Brian saying he 88, 90%. What does that mean?
Right. At least Zion put a round number, and he put 90% in there. 90.
It's a measuring stick, I guess.
92%, bro. They said 90.
How you feeling? I'm feeling about 92%.
Well, you're on 8% off from 100. I'm happy for you, brother.
It's funny because that's really about perception too. That plays on perception.
But this is the Pelicans, Matt Ryan. This is the article right here. Matt Ryan transferred to the G League. Pelicans transferred Ryan Elbow to the Birmingham Squadron, the G League, on Tuesday. Ryan hasn't played since November 18th after undergoing right elbow surgery. The 2-way forward move to G League likely signals that he's at least been cleared to resume practicing with the squadron, even if he doesn't immediately play for the affiliate. So there you go, a little backdrop on some of that information dealing with them. And then, of course, I'm going to let you guys all kind of chime in on this stuff as I just throw it out. This is also something that came across the desk. DC sent me this earlier today. Scoop B. Robinson talked about this. Knicks aren't the only suitor for Washington Wizards big man, Daniel Gafford, I'm hearing. The New Orleans Pelicans, who are in the market for a big man, are eyeing Gafford too. In 36 starts this season, Gafford, 25, is averaging 10.4 points a game, 7.6 on the rebounds, and 2.1 on the blocks. Daniel Gafford, that's the guy always gives Zion some a little tough defense there. And this is some of the things that we're talking about on this little quick breakdown. So y'all feel free to touch upon whichever one of these topics you guys want to. DC, I know you probably won't talk about Gafford.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I think that would be a huge add if we can get Daniel Gafford having that third big, somebody who can protect the rim. It's obviously bigger than Larry Nance, and also takes one less guy away that gives Zion problems. For whatever reason, this guy does a really good job in one-on-one with Zion. 6'10" guy, so 2.2 blocks a game. They say he's putting up right now. You like to see more rebounds, but it don't really matter for what we use him for. Just out of curiosity, Big Q, can you see his contract though? I'm curious to see how we would make that work. Like, how would we complete a trade for Daniel Gafford? Like the idea. I think that's one thing we're lacking, and we definitely can use another pass first point guard, preferably somebody with a little experience. Tyrus Jones, but it's probably more like a wish. I don't know how you do that with Kyra's contract being already off the books. Daniel Gafford, I would think, is making less than Tyrus, but no, then I'm wrong. 12, yeah. So we would have to send back $12 million. That's a tough one, man. So I guess Dice would have to be out of here.
Maybe not.
I don't know how we could. I don't know how we'd be able to get him and match the money.
I don't know. We have to kind of see. I mean, Najee. I don't know how much Najee makes.
Najee's only making probably like $2 million.
You have to pair the contracts to see what's going on with it, but they're showing interest. So
I didn't think he was making that much money.
Because usually a team like the Wizards, they would want picks as well, because they in rebuilding stages. So I mean, it's not like they trying to win anything.
No, but you gotta when you perform the trade, you gotta match the money. You gotta make the money match.
Yeah.
You definitely gotta give him some picks. But you got another guy, he would be getting paid basically what Herb is getting paid for 3 years instead of 4.
Yeah, DC 12.4 on Gafford.
So we would pretty much have to be we would have to give up Larry. Basically like Larry and Najee.
Yeah.
Najee's at $2 million. So
no, I'm just saying that I don't think they're gonna give up Larry either. I'm just looking at the possibility of it being real. If you don't give up Larry, how else do you make it happen?
You don't. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, they're not gonna get. Well, they had the rumors about Herb, but they shut that down. Herb is 12.
They ain't trading Herb.
So 10.3 is.
I believe I'm trading Larry before Herb.
Yeah, so and hold on. Well, I mean that's Valanciunas at 15.4. So is Val in the deal for Gafford?
Okay,
it's 15.4 on Val. I mean,
can we look at Daniel Gafford's 3-point shooting? Nah, never mind.
I don't think you really want me to do that.
Oh, that would be wrong to send JV to the Wizards, man.
Man, that would be messed up.
But see, a lot of people don't have.
That's the only way you can make this happen. It had to be JV.
Yeah, it's just really something, man, because JV, man, he's really valuable. They ain't making a lot of skilled big men, and the trend right now, the overseas big men are taking over the league right now. And I keep mentioning that because, I mean, he's an overseas cat. When we get to the better teams, the Jokic's, the Embiid's, you know what I'm saying?
That's also one more issue we got, though, Lex. You're right. But what about that those pick and rolls where JV pays the drop coverage and we get torched like in the playoffs? I think that's what they're afraid of. And we're defense first. So obviously Willie isn't thinking offensively, he's thinking defensively, which keeping JV, I'm with you. But we still got it. We need an athletic big that can rebound and shot block. That's why I was kind of upset about Trey Jamison going over there to the Wizards and they getting rid of Daniel Gafford, right? So we looking to trade for Daniel Gafford, and we got the center that they're gonna throw out there to replace him.
I mean, but
We already had him.
DC, the
Man,
thing
we-
about the Pelicans right now, man, is that they don't. I mean, there is no discussion right now of a contract extension with Valanciunas.
Yeah, he
You're
gone,
seeing all
man.
these trades happening right now. We know that the first week of February is fastly approaching, and
Yeah.
unless they get to talking real fast, man, let me tell you, they're gonna have to do something because I don't think that they are. Now it's possible, but I don't think that they're just gonna let that pass and let him just go right into free agency. I mean, at some point, if they want to move on from Val, because they tried to talk to him early on, of course, he's had a phenomenal season. But like I said, that can work for you and against you. That could
Yeah.
be just a bargaining chip that makes him look that more attractive to another team that he's looking like that. So
And we also talking about changing up the starting lineup. Larry Nance,
all this is
played-
happening now.
he started the second half tonight.
Right? Is this a bit of foreshadow? Is this what this is the whole thing?
I
we're
don't
talking-
want it. I don't want to believe it, but I mean,
You know what though, y'all? Like,
what we
No
do.
way. Listen, I'm for Val staying. Okay, I think Val's on this. I think he should stay. But the Pelicans, I don't. They don't like the price that Val gave to them. They don't like that, and they've been looking during the season to see if they could find somebody else. They were looking at your boy from Cleveland, Jared. They were hearing Daniel Gafford. It was Isaiah Stewart. I mean, it was somebody else. The kid, what was the center, the backup center from Atlanta.
Major mistake.
Right. So it's all kind of stuff circulating around these bigs, but I'm not hearing nothing about them sitting down at the table to approach Val again. Now, perhaps this happens in the next several days or so, but right now, all we hearing are these rumors circulating around with the Pelicans looking at other bigs and not too much of them sitting down with Val. I would love for them to do that, but the reality is this could be already a done deal. I don't know. I'm just saying, but go ahead, Lex. You want to chime in?
yeah, I wanted to ask, what's Gafford's rebound situation?
2 less than Big V, or maybe you say 1. It's like 7-9. Big V's 9-6. So he ain't exactly a walking double. I would imagine to have 7.9, he has some double digit nights.
I mean, it just seems like an opportunity cost. I mean, obviously, I understand, like, JV being flat-footed, struggling in the pick and roll, when they put him in those situations.
7-6.
I just really, I wish the Pels would do what take note from what Miami does, man. They find gems, you know what I'm saying, that are feasible for the books, and they are motivated and come out and perform. Jemison would have been perfect if they would have brought him onto the team. They just lost him to the Wizards, man. I mean, it's like he's right there. He's playing for the squadron. It's stuff like that. It just give the guys the opportunities. You have access to them. That's why you have a G League team to develop these guys. Apply them into the game, because it's like, that dude really stuck out, and a lot of us talked about him. We talk about we need size. That dude hustles. He's athletic. He runs the floor. That's exactly what we've been describing, and we had him at our fingertips. And now he's on a 10-day with the Wizards. I mean, the money would have made sense, and then you don't have to, because like I said, JV, man, he's a skilled big man. He's been the most available player in all these years, man. You can't replace that these days, especially a big man like him, and him being as skilled as he is. I mean, it's like we should have found a better way, and I kind of feel like, the Pelicans have put themselves in a bind where, okay, well, yeah, we got to go out and get a big man, but it's at the expense of getting rid of JV.
Well, if they get a cheaper option,
and who
they have to do that. My man Hakeem seems to think they can get Drummond from Chicago, he'd be a good cheap option.
You competing with the Lakers on that one, man. Because they looking
Man,
at
Marvin
too.
Dolphin with the Lakers. Didn't he lead the Lakers in
I don't
goal
want
like
him.
2 or 3
I don't
times?
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying,
I don't want him
Lakers
either.
are looking at him and they're looking at Dennis Schroeder. You know what I'm saying?
Just want their retreads from when they won a championship.
Yeah, they want them back. Well, they understand what they need, but they being aggressive.
Right.
They always aggressive. So, I mean, anytime the Lakers looking at somebody, it's like, oh shoot, well, ain't nothing there for real. Because they get what they want.
Yeah. Bro. LA is a special place.
JaVale McGee was waived by the
that would be a good option. I mean, we just need somebody to play defense.
We
need somebody to get hurt.
Wait, they waived somebody else, I think. He doesn't do well as far as shot blocking. His numbers are down. And he's not big on rebounding.
All the time they called him?
Huh?
All the time they finally called him?
Okay, say that again.
I say for all the time they finally called him?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess, but yeah, he's been talked about. His stats are not where they used to be at, so I don't know if JaVale McGee's probably not the guy. Just being honest, maybe some years back.
Yeah, I don't know if the Pelicans looking at over the hill or like backup bigs. I mean, you're looking at Val. I mean, you want to bring somebody in here that can kind of help out. Like they have that. You don't want to surrender that height.
Thinking about a starter. In my opinion, if you moving Val, you're not looking
Val's a starter, right? Starter for a starter, bro. You're not gonna get You're not gonna take a step back with a over the hill big or a guy that plays minimal minutes as a big. I think Val is still, in my opinion, the top big, one of the top 10 bigs in the game, but. The reality is, like I said, this is where it gets tough, with the team, man. Me personally, I think they should work out an arrangement. But in the end, it doesn't look like that. Now, there's some time in between before any of this hits. So perhaps they do go to the table and talk to them. I mean, only time will tell where it ends up.
Well, have we ever, to be, honest with the Pels? Remember when he got re-signed last time? We never think really do contracts like this late in the season. It's either early or off season, man. So I don't think we're gonna hear anything about it. But if he's still here after the trade deadline, then you pretty much know what that means.
Right.
He's definitely getting another contract because I'm pretty sure if they wanted to move him, the way he's been playing this year, I know teams are definitely interested in him.
Right. Plus,
it's a matter of what we can get back.
Plus, DC, you move him like you say, he's a top 10 big, a skilled big.
Top 6, Q. Top 6. You can count the names. You're only gonna name about 5 guys, and then everything else is debatable after that.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm still saying top 10, brother. I mean, you want me to say top 5? I ain't gonna say top 5. I'll say top 10. That's still a good point. That's still a good range to be in. DC, one of the top 10 best bigs in the game, right?
Top 6.
Okay, top 6 then. All right, the damn. But anyway, like I said, man, it's one of them situations where he has an expiring contract, and it's attractive at this time of the year. So I mean, what would we have to see what these people are gonna do, and then we were talking about the Metkovic, and I don't know where he fits in this whole ordeal, but the Pelicans, man, they have a lot of good problems, man.
Wait till February to see. I would imagine he would get some run with the G League team before we see anything.
Yeah, Hakeem, shout out to you, brother, because you're right. There was Wendell Carter Jr. talk too, brother. You're right.
Wow.
There was some rumors about Wendell Carter Jr., bro. So shout out to you for throwing that in the chat, man. I did see that.
Yes, y'all know Portland made Robert Williams available in trade.
That's interesting. Or is he healthy? Because I know he was hurt for a while now.
Man, that dude's been in and out the lineup. I'm pretty sure they're making him available for trade because they don't. He's hurt too much.
The same since he got one of them injuries with the Celtics, man. Or maybe he's just doing that because he don't want to be there. Like, my pinky toe, all my toenails. one of them things. You won't get up out of the.
Well,
Portland's
whenever
played pretty horrible, and to go from a winning organization like Boston to Portland, I'm sure that's like a huge culture shock to him.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting, bro. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on around the center position for the Pels, and we'll know what they do, man. We got what is it, February the 8th for the trade deadline to happen? Is that I think that's the right
Yeah,
date.
it's February 8th.
Yeah, Irvin says he's out for the season.
See, yeah, I remember he was hurt. Yeah, I heard he was hurt. I remember, and because I know there was talks about us going to get Robert Williams. Last year sometime it was interest in the family. It was like, man, we need somebody like that. The guy's a hustle monster. He cleans up the glass. He plays
He's
defense.
hurt for real, man. It's like 100-fold.
Right. So yeah,
Kessler would be nice, Marley, but I seriously
I
ain't never heard his name on the trading block. He too young and too good. They just need the right, I guess, setup to play him, because they didn't move him out from the starter with the second unit, as you seen tonight. But getting you a little bit of what he could do with Dice, that was an embarrassing play there. But that's what Kessler does on a nightly basis.
Kessler's good, man. He's good. You got to keep developing, but he's a good big man. How he covered that floor with you talked about with Dice, man. Yeah, but Utah's not gonna cut him loose, man. I was thinking about that. And we was like, man, it'd be good to get Kessler with. Like, nah, it ain't gonna happen, bro. Stop dreaming. So anyway, that'll be it for the show. Listen, I'd like to thank all of you fantastic people for joining the Pelican Post Game Report tonight. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed, PPR, the number one independent Pelican podcast in the land. We represent ride or die Flock Nation, baby. We up in this thing. Pelicans smack the hell out of the Jazz tonight. Got two tough matchups back to back. Friday, got OKC, top team right now, standing wise in the West. And then right the next day, Saturday, 7 p.m. tip-off time, Central Time, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. So that is going to be interesting the next two games. Are the Pelicans ready? The Pelicans most certainly are a deep team, man. So this will be a good test to see what happens with the Pelicans, man. And we'll be here to cover it. So with that being said, fam, we're going to get out on that. Listen, I appreciate y'all so much, man. Much love to you guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. Remember,